Oh, hi. So it just occurred to me that, properly speaking, um, if I've gone 5 years making videos about the written word and no one's been able to engage me in a proper conversation about it, um, as far as I'm concerned, because of the ratio of people that have the written word, right, and that don't, and that are watching these videos. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but there must have been like 20 or 30 people who have watched my videos about the written word, and maybe more. And not one of them has referenced them, and no one has asked anybody. It's not like no one seems to have any mentors that they can refer to and say, look, is this a problem? How can I teach this person that what he's talking about is a load of nonsense? In 5 years, no one's got back to. It's over 5 years, by the way, and it's probably over 20 or 30 people, probably quite a few more than that. Not that much more, but it still seems a lot to me. When even 3 or 4 people, I would imagine, in my limited, obviously naive way of thinking about the world, I would imagine after talking to 3 or 4 people, at least somebody would have come up with some sort of question or some sort of way of engaging me in conversation about it. But when I've spread this idea to tens or twenties of people, or maybe 30 people or 40 people, I don't know. Hopefully more, and nobody's really engaged me in any significant conversation about it. I mean, it's to me partly horrifying. This is not. I mean, you people might think, oh, well, let's just dismiss this. Let's ignore this, right? See, I have to appreciate the people that still watch these videos, because if you're still watching them and you're still putting up with me, slaving away, trying to sort of get you to sort of come to terms with this fact that the written word is a great evil. I realise it's going to take a long time. I'm looking at 30 or 40 years before people like the mainstream starts to realise, at the very earliest. It's I don't see any. If you're going to have any hopes at all in terms of these kind of things, people realising that the written word is a great evil. From this point on, I would see from my point of view, there's not really any point in having any hopes of people coming to their senses on a mainstream level within the next 30 years. I think it's very unlikely, considering they've been so slow in the last 5 years. Not even a single person has realised it. The thing is, right, the problem with this way of reasoning is that it's so fucking completely obvious. It's so fucking obvious. Dear. It's like, I'm in this. I've got this dilemma. When if I start, what do I say to people? It's so fucking obvious that almost anything I say is going to sound like a total insult. It's like, one of the ways I like to think about it, right, is inventing the wheel. It's like it's a really obvious thing once you realize how it works. It's so obvious. Apparently we were basically the same intelligent people for hundreds of thousands of years, maybe millions of years, without working out the mechanics of the wheel. We were still highly intelligent. We just didn't. It didn't occur to us. And one of the things I've thought about when it comes to the written word, why it's a bad idea, is that when I try to mention it to people, it's like they look at me as if I was so incredibly fucking stupid that, you know, that I'm like a Neanderthal. You know, I'm just like a species that belongs in the past, a long way in the past, and I should have been extinct a long way ago. I'm just a throwback, you know. And they're partly right. You know, I do have a lot of Neanderthal genes. You know, this big nose, you know, I've got a very sensitive nose. I've got very good eyesight in terms of for long distances. I've also got extremely good hearing. I can hear a wide range of like frequencies that probably most people aren't really aware of, or a lot of people aren't aware of, or don't have access to. And these are some of the reasons. Some of the reasons why I like to have a very simple life and stay away from the mainstream. You know, because it's too chaotic and loud and noisy and just too much hassle and stress, and I'm not interested. You're all mad as far as I'm concerned. You're completely fucking crazy. I see very little reason or profit from spending time with the majority of people at all, and that's just growing. That attitude is growing as I'm getting older and moving through life more. Still, one of the things I hope with making these videos is that the people that can relate to what I'm saying, hopefully will leave comments on my videos, and maybe there are some people that I can communicate with that are like amenable to my sort of ideas about things like the written word, that it is a terrible idea. And this is what Socrates thought, and it's what is in the book of Enoch. And because I think we'd be better off. I would like, I tell you what, right? I think most people would be better off, and they actually know they'll be better off. They're just too stupid and dumbed down and fucking traumatized and conditioned to be able to even think about criticizing the one great big ultimate power in the world, which is the written word, the law. You know, we can't say anything about the law because the law is so fair and so reasonable and so rational. You know, it's like, we can't criticize it because it's like it's God. It's like it's just as important as shopping, you know. Oh well, this is what I see is happening. There's no point trying to reason with you people yet. I'm obviously so far ahead of my time that it's going to take you a few decades to catch up with me. Okay, well, I'll see you in 20 or 30 years, probably. Bye.